Hi guys, it's Julian and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will continue reading this book called Polyglot Notes, and yesterday the last pages which we read talk about why it is important to learn phonetics when we are learning a new language. And basically the book said that you need to learn phonetics because it's pretty important when you want to learn a new language and communicate with people, because when you learn a language, even if you have a pretty good level in grammar topics and so on, it could be difficult or impossible to communicate properly with other person if you don't know how each letter in that language sounds. And basically the book mentioned a couple of topics which are pretty important to learn about phonetics to improve your pronunciation and to your skills when you try to talk with others. And basically a couple of examples which the book mentioned about which are related with phonetics are the percussion, the tone, the tempo, the super segmentary unit of phonetics or the sentence, and phonetic verses or the basic units when we try to learn phonetics. And let's go ahead with the last page which we read, and let's start. After that explanation, the book said, you need a good diction, clear, precise pronunciation of words. To achieve good results, you need to work on improving the articulation apparatus, develop its technical capabilities. Here it is a picture which mention the different aspects and organs that the mouth have, and which we will be using when we train our phonetic skills. And a couple of examples about those organs are the nasal cavity, oral cavity, lips, tongue, pharynx, vocal cords, and larynx. All those organs and parts of our mouth and our head will be involved when we want to train our phonetic skills. And continuing with the text mentioned that an articulating apparatus is the part of the voice system that forms the speech sounds, and the organs that make up the apparatus are the articulating organs. The operation of these organs to produce speech sounds, vowel, consonants, is called articulation. Okay, this is pretty important. The operation of these organs to produce speech sounds, vowel, consonants, is called articulation. Okay, basically, when we use different organs to produce sounds when we speak, even vowels or consonants, it's called articulation of those organs. So we need to make those articulations to express those sounds. The structure of the articulation apparatus consists of mouth, throat, larynx, and it should be remembered that the mouth cavity is a very important resonator, mobile resonator, the structure of which depends on the quality of sound. It consists of cheek, lips, teeth, tongue, jaws, and palate. Here is another picture which mention the different parts of the cavity mouth, and have the upper, it is the upper lip, the superior labial frenulum, the hard palate and transverse palatine folds, the glossopalatine arc, the parinopalatine arc, the palatine tonsil, the tongue, the fauces, the uvula, the soft palate, and Well, we have as well the lingual frenulum, the teeth, the gingiva, the lower lip, the inferior labial frenulum, the submandibular, the sublingual, the salivary duct orifices, the palatine tonsil, and that's it, basically. And well, let's continue with the next paragraph. Talk about, well, say the first condition of the articulating apparatus is naturalness and activity. Okay, the first condition of the articulating apparatus is naturalness and activity. Active naturalness can be achieved by removing various jaws and stimulating the clear work of different muscles and organs. Of course, it is very easy to say clamp removal, but they must first be detected, and only after a long work in front of the mirror and with constant attention, these shortcomings will begin to disappear. The simplest exercises will help us with this work. Okay, this is pretty important. Like, talk about make exercises in front of the mirror to become more how can I say this word, to become more technical when we try, and mechanic when we try to spell a word, basically, and to make the sound properly. That's it. We need to practice a lot in front of the mirror. It's a pretty good technique, and I will be writing this here to mention this aspect. Give me a second. Of the word of the mirror to consider the appropriate articulation of the mouth to make the sound. Okay, that's it. And wait, let's go ahead. Active naturalness or active freedom is a normal way of life, but not manners. Pronunciation of sound is slightly exaggerated. Activation should not create new clumps. It comes about through comfort, naturalness, and freedom. A mirror is a great helper in the work of acquiring this harmony and naturalness, as many jaws are reflected not only in the sound. As many jaws are reflected not only in the sound, but also in the speaker's face. Here are some exercises to help you. Okay, exercises. Look at this. Look at the structure of your mouth. Look in the mirror. Your face is calm, not the natural shape of your lips. Now try to activate them. Slap your lips. Collect them in a tube. Lift your upper lip. Open your upper teeth. Open your mouth. Look at this beautiful shape. How quiet in his lower jaw lies his tongue. At the root of the tongue, look at the vault, a uvula. Try to pick it up with. A uvula. Try to pick it up by freeing its throat. Try to yawn. Try to yawn. Feel the soft sky, because from the upper teeth comes a hard palate, and then a soft, moving sky and a small tongue. For activation of the tongue, move the tongue from side to side, forward, backward, right, left. Circular turns in both directions. Screw, tooth. Stick out the tip of the tongue and quickly move it from corner to corner of the mouth. Feel the tip of the tongue. Okay, feel the tip of the tongue. It is active and as hard as hammer. Imagination will help. Beat the tip Beat the tip of your tongue on the inside of your teeth. Okay, beat the tip of your tongue on the inside of your teeth as if silently you are saying da 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 da. It's good to imagine high sky and a big mouth at this point. Energetically say the. Inside view, look at the mouth cavity, the natural position of the tongue, which lies quietly in the lower jaw. Its tip touches the inner surface of the lower teeth at the very root. At the top is the high palate. The root of the tongue is calm. Lowered, okay, again, the root of the tongue is calm. Lowered, so the throat is calm free. Try it, learn it and remember it. Try it, learn it and remember it. If everything does not work out at once, take a mirror, look, and then imagine the structure of your mouth as if you look in a mirror. Okay, that's crazy. Violently bend your tongue is not worth okay. Violently bend your tongue is not worth it. It is useful to use the mirror to fix this defect. Feel it and look for a comfortable position and condition. Eyes and attention. Eyes and attention will help here. To release the tongue and larynx, perform the following tasks. Quick, short and deep breath with your nose. Quick, short and deep with again. To release the tongue and larynx, perform following task. Quick, short and deep breath with your nose. Then the same exhalation. Through your mouth. The exhalation is sharp as a sharp exhalation of air with the sound of foo. Cheeks fall off. Strengthen the laryngeal muscles. Vigorously pronounce kg. To activate the muscles of the lips, inflate the cheek. To activate the muscles of the lips, inflate the cheeks. A sharp exhalation of air like a cotton through the compressed lips in the form of a bow. Say energetically poo boo poo boo poo boo. It is an exercise to release the lower jaw. Just open your mouth, move your jaw to the sides. Feel the freedom of this movement. Do the exercise in front of the mirror until you feel a little tired. The lower jaw should be free, but not open. Heavy, dangling lower jaw hits the throat, makes the sound shapeless, articulation overloaded. 9. Okay. The jaws should not be jammed. No, often with okay. The jaws should not be jammed. Knock often with front teeth. Like in a chill, control yourself with the help of a mirror so that you do not accidentally get new jaws as long as you diligently perform these different actions. Your face, forehead, eyebrows, eyes. Okay, your face, forehead, eyebrows, eyes. Your face, forehead, eyebrows, eyes should be calm without the makeup of suffering, tension, and effort. Your face, forehead, eyebrows, eyes should be calm without the makeup of suffering, tension, and effort. Get used to watching your face. Get used to watching your face. Watch and answer your own question honestly. Which of these tasks? Sorry, give me drink a little bit of water. Okay. Get used to watching your face. Watch and answer your own questions honestly. Which of these tasks did you find difficult? Did you feel discomfort, tension? Did you feel discomfort, tension, or maybe you saw a martyr's makeup in the mirror? The movement effort that made you uncomfortable should be repeated many times. The movement effort that made you uncomfortable should be repeated many times. By repeated, control it. Conscious repetition of the inconvenient movement you will achieve. By repeated, controlled, conscious repetition of the inconvenient movement, you will achieve the desired result. Please note that in the work on Please note that in the work on breathing is a Please note that in the work on breathing is a prerequisite. Do not get tired. And in the work with the articulating organs, the repetition to a mild fatigue. These light exercises develop and improve your articulation machine. Simply looking at the processes in the mirror provides information for memory and imagination. Very often it happens that the word exercise itself causes a person to clench, loss of naturalness, some kind of break, a wrong physiological mood, especially for beginners. However, in people who are used to regular work, the word exercise causes a working active state. The inexperienced beginner learner instantly loses his naturalness. The inexperienced beginner learner instantly loses his naturalness. Look, his breath makes incoming. That's pretty important. The inexperienced beginner learner instantly loses his naturalness. Looks, his breath makes inconceivable pauses. Makes inconceivable pauses, incredibly straining his lips, etc. You have to learn to quickly enter the working state. You have to learn to quickly enter the working state. Learn to connect the imagination to imitate any action, image. Learn to focus on the smallest movements, feelings, processes. Take any poem or passage in prose that you know by heart. Read it for yourself in front of a mirror. Watch your face, mouth, eyes while reading. Listen to the sound of your voice. The criterion of evaluation, aesthetic perception, naturalness. The criterion of evaluation, aesthetic perception, naturalness, harmony in all its manifestations, comfort of physical and physiological condition. Very often for beginners, working in front of a mirror is a real challenge because everyone intuitively has an awareness of their inferiority. You have to find comfort in this work to like yourself in the mirror. It is very important to cope with this complex. All sounds must be in breath and position. And this is a condition for a lifetime. Wow, this is pretty useful actually. I didn't think that this kind of useful kind of exercises it could be here. Work on the skill of breathing before a new verse. Oh, wow, dude, that's crazy. It's amazing. Again, Work on the skill of breathing before a new verse. As you read a poem or passage, consciously breathe in before each verse. Inhale, as you know. Be sure to get used to taking a conscious breath. Be sure to get used to taking a conscious breath. Do not forget about it, because breathing is necessary for the sound of the voice and as means of expressions. So it is necessary to take not only at the beginning of the verse. So it is necessary to take not only at the beginning of the verse, but also on punctuation marks. This applies to both literary again, this applies to both literary this applies to both literary and musical text. Make sure that the breath is not noisy, because any sound interfere with the perception of the text. Remember the two rules. At the beginning of a sentence, the lips should be slightly. Okay. Remember the two rules. At the beginning of this, at the beginning of again. Remember the two rules. At the beginning of a sentence, the lips should be slightly open. At the beginning of a sentence, the lips should be slightly open so as not be late at the beginning of the sound. So as not to be late at the beginning of the sound. At the beginning of a sentence, the lips should be slightly open so as not to be late at the beginning of the sound. Not to make any sounds or bumpy. Close your mouth after the end of the sound. Close your mouth after the end of the sound. Otherwise, you will eat. Okay, that's pretty important, dude. Close your mouth after the end of the sound. Otherwise, you will eat it and sound M at the end of the verse. Close your mouth after the end of the sound. Otherwise, you will eat it and sound M at the end of the verse. Wow, dude, this is so useful, It's a beautiful chapter, this. I think that this is the best chapter until now. Observe. This is other point about this exercise. Observe whether the pronunciation is loud or quiet. You need more breathing. Observe whether the pronunciation is loud or quiet. You need more breathing. You will immediately release that loud pronunciation will require more air, more breathing. Okay. And quiet speech will require less breathing, but more control of its exhalation, concentration activity. Wow, that's pretty important, because I sound better when I speak loud, but when I try to speak in a quiet way, it's kind of difficult to sound in a good way. So it's crazy. It's something that I need to improve, actually. Silent speech should also be heard by your future listeners. Okay, give me a second. I want to repeat this paragraph because it's the best paragraph until now. Observe whether the pronunciation is loud or quiet. You need more breathing. Observe whether the pronunciation is loud or quiet. You need more breathing. You will immediately release that loud pronunciation will require more air, more breathing, and quiet speech will require less breathing but more control of its exhalations, concentration activity. Silent speech should also be heard by your future listeners. Read a poem or prose by uttering the text. This is a good gymnastic for the articulation apparatus. The exaggerate. Read a. Give me a second. Read a poem or prose by uttering the text. This is a good gymnastic for the articulation apparatus. The exaggeration is removed. The activity remains. Exaggerated pronunciation should not lead to jaws. Exaggerated pronunciation should not lead to jaws, larynx, tongue, lips. You should always remember that consonants should be pronounced actively, instantly, clearly, and easily. They should not break the flow of vowels. You should always remember that consonants should be pronounced actively, instantly, clearly, and easily. They should not break the flow of vowels, which in singing go one into another. Oh, that's pretty important. Weightening and complication of consonants makes the apparatus clench. Pay special attention to the sharp accent in the words of endings. Pay special attention to the sharp accent. Pay special attention to the sharp accent in the words of endings. It improves the diction, but you must remember the rule. Consonants should not be complicated, not heavy, and activate. Consonants should not be complicated, not heavy, and activate. Sluggish pronunciation leads to slower P's. Sluggish pronunciation leads to slower pace. For the development of acoustic and timbre properties of the voice, it is necessary to develop the muscles of the throat, tongue, to identify resonant properties of the body. Say silently A, I, A, O. Say silently A, I, O. Trying to expand the cavity of the yawn, not the mouth. Say it 10 times. After all these tips and exercises, you can sum up as follows. In working with the articulator training, conscious control and attention are important. After all these tips and exercises, you can sum up as follows. In working with the articulator training, conscious control and attention are important. Working with the mirror is very important. Working on the active freedom, you need to be very demanding to avoid clamping, like a curve of the mouth, eyebrows in the form of a house or bulging eyes. When training the articulation apparatus requires numerous repetitions of unusual movements to a sense of comfort. When training the articulation apparatus requires numerous repetitions of unusual movements to a sense of comfort. There is no need to be afraid of muscle fatigue. There is no need to be afraid. There is no need to be afraid of muscle fatigue, but to avoid new charms. It is very important and useful to listen to the audio recordings of good speakers. It is very important and useful to listen to the audio recordings of good speakers, as listening improves as the awareness of muscle sensations. Correct pronunciation of foreign speech consists of 4 important elements. Correct pronunciation of foreign speech consists of 4 important elements: correct articulation, accent, intonation, and connected speech. It is necessary to work on all the components of a speech. This is the most important section that I read until now. But until now, this video, guys, I hope you have learned something today. And I will see you tomorrow. It was a pleasure for me. I hope this video was better than the yesterday. And see you in the next video. And bye bye. Have a good day.